It does not have a story part 2. Why do we not have a story part 2? Well, there's many things going on in the reality of it all, and they just don't have a story. And yes, I can come in here and say the cat doesn't have a story. The cat stands back and watches. The cat's the only one who stands back and never sees what's happening here. What's happening? Okay. We're in the story part 2. Now you come on here. It's easily enough. If I invited you, you're able to come on here and do whatever you want. I can actually go here and go to say something. And I can say what really happened here. I can go to whatreallyhappened.com and do the same thing. It's weird. Okay, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to copy the top. I'm going to take it back to my channel. And, well, I can't really do anything unless I say something. Oh, we're and it's maybe high, you know, and I put the little space, and then I say, hey, paste. There it is, right there. Share. And it goes on to my channel, and we're sharing it. And for some reason, there it is. It now showed up, and that's part of it. And this is on my Spellbinder, Google Plus, and wherever to share. So you can come right on here. Just come right on in and talk to me. The cat that does not have a story part 2. Well, I don't. I really don't. I mean, I'm a magic user and all this stuff, and it's like, and I adjust this stuff so you can come on the air. Just come right on in. Be here at 7:41 p.m. on a Monday night and just start talking. You don't have to be spectacular or anything. Just come on and say, yeah, I've seen this stuff and I know. But that is what the whole ideal of this channel is. Is I get people on here to talk. We can talk about scary stories. We can talk about anything that you've seen on YouTube. I mean, we're trying to connect a channel where others can come on and speak about whatever they want to speak about. You want to speak? See the cat come and go. I have some stories I can tell you. These are weird stories. I mean, these are my own stories, not other people's stories about the supernatural and stuff. I was out in the desert in Las Vegas, and I was watching these red hedges things wave around as if something was dancing upon their tops. Okay, I made an observation of that, and next thing I know is I run into a park ranger. Huh. What's weird about this park ranger was he was an Indian, a Native American. He came upon me, guns and everything. I mean, he was a park ranger for the land management, and he came upon me. And he asked me about my knife I was carrying, which was kind of weird because it was a magical knife. It had jewels and stuff encrusted on the hilt of the so-called blade. He asked me why I'm carrying that. And I said, well, the reason I'm carrying this is because there's rattlesnakes out here and stuff, and I may need to protect myself. Well, he kind of looked at that and went, okay, no problem with that. And what's really weird is he kind of disappeared during my encounter with him, and he just disappeared. I couldn't see his vehicle again. I mean, he went off in his vehicle, maybe, but I didn't see him do it. That's a weird thing that happened. Okay. And I've ran across several of these Carlos Castaneda incidents where you run into these entities and they walk out there amongst you. And, well, I have no idea what happened to him. It's weird. And that's another one of the cats that doesn't have a story. I didn't have my cat with me at the time. It was before I gained my cat, my familiar. He was big. I mean, I fed this cat from the time he was a kitten until he became a full-grown cat. And he was like a bobcat. I mean, this was a monster cat. And I fed him science diet. Okay, science diet's okay. We all get to see science diet cats. I don't know why my screen went white like it did on my YouTube, but it did. And I'm still alive, or live on here. And original is what I had, which was, well, this is supposed to be the cat. And I bring back the cat. The cat comes back. Poof. Cat. No? Okay. Okay, but I'm able to bring myself back. And there it is. Okay, I have no idea why the screen went blank. Maybe it's the subject matter that I'm talking about that could have something to do with it. And, well, I am here. You can come on here if you want to. You can join me, have a conversation, have stories about yourself out in the wilderness or whatever that you had, and talk about it. I mean, I've had my experiences. That was just one of them. That was something out of the ordinary that I came across. It was stuff that I went out and experienced because, yes, I was a reader of Carlos Castaneda and his, the teachings of Don Juan and whatnot. And I read all of them. And I went out in the desert to experience this. I've read them before I went out there. And therefore, I know that I came across these unusual, spectacular phantasms, if you want to call them phantasms. I mean, yeah. And I was an experiencer, and I experienced it without doing any other drugs that he did or anything. It was just weird. Maybe I experienced these drugs before then, before I went out west, but that was something else. That was, uh, anywho, if there's anyone out there that had any experiences similar to Carlos Castaneda, warrior type things, please speak out now. Speak up upon everything. It's 7:49, and yeah, that's the classification now. And I have nobody talking back. It's just blows me away. Now I'm on here making a transmission without anyone, no one, because I already have no one to contact and to get on here. You just come on here and start talking. It's really that simple. Right. Nothing. I have nothing. Do you? Hmm? Okay, I'm out of tobacco, which is kind of strange for me, being out of tobacco in any form. I can't seem to locate anything unless I go down to the store or something, and I'm not in the mood to go down there. Okay. Don't want to blow it in the air. No, I try to keep the influence down to a minimum, which is natural. And I have nobody. And I'm the cat that has no story. Or there's nothing. I mean, we want to play. If there's somebody here, I wish you to invite yourself in and start talking. We can talk about different stories. We can talk about stories that most people never talk about. That was a story I never talked about, was my encounter with the elements. And the element was dancing above these little hedges. They weren't hedges, they were like red plants in the middle of the desert. And they swirled around as if something was dancing upon the top of them. Like I said, right after that, I ran into this park ranger who was an Indian. He was an American Indian, a park ranger for the BLM. He asked me about my knife I was carrying. I said, well, it's for my protection against rattlesnakes. And he kind of looked at it and stuff. You know, he looked at on my side because it had gemstones. Well, I had certain gemstones on there, magical gemstones. And he didn't ask to touch it or anything. He just wanted to know why I was carrying it. It was weird. You know, he carried a gun. He had 38 on him. He could have shot me right there on the spot and that would have been the end of it, but he didn't do it. He just wanted to know why I was carrying this particular magical weapon on me. It was weird. Now, when you talk to entities that are out there that can take the form of anyone, and you start to talk to them, you start realizing you're talking to an entity. You know, I mean, this guy wasn't real because how he left when after I talked to him, he had a truck and everything. He didn't get in the truck and drive away. It's all seemed to disappear. Weird, very weird. And I accepted that because I knew what was going on. I was being tested by aliens around the area. I mean, you call aliens, extraterrestrials, fallen angels, you know, give it a name. And let's be done with it. And he just kind of, him and his truck just kind of disappeared. That was weird. That was a weird thing that happened. There was an occurrence. Okay, if you have anything like this happen to yourself, please be free to come on air and start talking. The cat does not have a story, part 2. That's what this is. This is the cat. Meow. And, well, do you want to talk? Do you have a story? Please come on air and just give the story. It doesn't really matter. It's one of those things that happens during your life. And it's weird stories. That's what I want. I want people to come out with their weirdest stories they ever had and come on here and talk about them. What is the weirdest story you ever had? And make it public. Make it known. You can come on here with a, well, like I do with this cat face and talk about it. You can come on with your own. You can come on with an avatar and tell the story. Give me a story. It's like sitting around a campfire and talking ghost stories. Weird, huh? Well, we can do it right here, right now. And you can come on here, right now, and talk stories. This is part 2. Why is it part 2? Because I did part 1. And I went through a bunch of articles and stuff, and they were just, well, look. I can go on here. I can do many things. Okay, I can go to what really happened, right? The actual channel of Mike Rivero. We can go through the articles on that. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens there. And U.S. will send 400 more troops to Iraq, beginning a total of 3,500. Open new military bases. Is that what we want or we want? No. U.S. Republican candidate guarantees World War III former CIA contractor. All right, these are just headlines. Chris Christie blamed Rand Paul for next terror attack. Okay, that's Chris Christie. he's a fucking shill also. Uh, Police tell neighbors of murdered Florida doctor she was killed with a hammer as family lay her to rest at funeral. I mean, just some of the stuff is bizarre. And these are actual headlines coming out from actual people. I mean, uh, you know, it's just amazing. Obama administration charges Federal Aviation Administration because too many white males were passing their air traffic controller classes. Oh, so whites are now involved. Okay. Play that game too. U.S. media blackout. Italian courts rule vaccines cause autism. Well, that's a fact. And people don't realize that. And they're just being lied to. There's so much stuff going on out there right now. It's unbelievable. Supernatural and international, if you want to put it that way. And they're playing games. Okay, let's play more games. How many more games do you want to play? I can go to or another website. It's I mean, you have Cosby said he got drugs to give women for sex. Okay. Could this be the super crop that saves us? Marijuana. Okay. Now, you can go through all this stuff. And everything is just freaking real. But it's happening right now before your very eyes. Theodore Griffin, the Greek tragedy, as he called it. The Greek tragedy starts out with, well, yes, no, and they're showing coffins, and you put your ballot in which coffin you want to put it in. Anyways, that's the comic strip. In California, after passing one of the most strict mandatory vaccine laws for school children, also passed new laws requiring daycare and preschool workers to be vaccinated as a condition of employment. The new regulations also give incentives to doctors to vaccinate Medi-Cal patients. Washington Times, July 3rd. There you go. They're going to force you to take these poisons in your system that dumb you down, make you an idiot, and you're going to go along with it. Okay, go along with it, be an idiot. You know that, you do know this, I hope, that people who get vaccinated are contagious for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, they are contagious. They will give you whatever the vaccine was given to them. And you'll come down with it. And it says, oh, look, these people didn't take the vaccine and now they're giving it to everyone else. No, they're giving it to everyone else because the vaccine was contagious. And it came down through them who didn't take the vaccine. Oh, yeah, this is well known. Let's don't be stupid. Let's be smart and know what's going on. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is suing Univision for $500 million after the network dropped the broadcast of Miss USA and Miss Universe pageants. The reason for dropping the broadcast was that Trump characterized illegal aliens as rapists, criminals, and drug abusers, and some good people. Numerous other businesses also are dumping Trump. New York City is considering doing the same. CBS News, July 2nd. Well, yeah, I mean, this guy, yes, he is the clown of the nominations to be president. He's just trying to say, look, I ran for president. Look at me. I ran for president. Yeah, Trump. Keep going. Anywho, Austria. A petition for referendum to leave the European Union received surprisingly strong support. It's surprising because Austria is a wealthy country with a high standard of living and therefore is prospering within the EU. The anti-EU sentiment apparently is based on the fact that Austria is losing its independence. Russia Today, July 2nd. Another interesting article. U.S. New rules on overtime may spark next recession. Obama issued an executive order requiring businesses to pay overtime to an estimated 5 million workers who did not previously qualify. Okay. In the past, workers in management positions were exempt from overtime pay rules if they made 11.38 cents an hour or more. New rules will require anyone making less than $24.25 to receive overtime. Employees will circumvent this rule simply by putting caps on the number of hours worked by hiring additional personnel. Not to mention the fact that the Constitution does not empower the president to set wages. Most news commentators will not mention this fact. And this comes from Newsfact, or Newsmax, July 1st. Well, there you go. They're trying to shut down America. I don't know why, but we're going down to the third world country, a banana republic, and there we are. A star, meaning you should keep this. A new study shows that fluoride does not prevent cavities, as the public has been told for decades, but does cause brain damage and lower IQ. Natural Society, July 1st. It does. That's why I have well water, and you drink that poison in the city. Sorry. It's just the way it is. Obamacare will begin punishing small businesses with fewer than 50 employees with penalties of $100 per day per employee if they continue to reimburse their employees' medical costs or the cost of their private insurance plans. The purpose is to force all companies, even the small ones, to participate in the federal health program. Freedom of choice is not to be allowed. This comes from Watchdog, July 1st. Yeah, you're forced into this. If you don't even want it, don't even need it, don't even have to have it, you got to be part of it. And it's just wrong. Health insurance is wrong. What the health insurance is for is the illegals who don't have any money. I don't have any money. Hell, I can get for free, I guess, because I'm not working. I have nothing. And they have nothing. And therefore, well, I should be able to get the same coverage that the illegals are getting. If I don't get the same coverage that the illegals are getting, therefore I'm being discriminated against, and I have a lawsuit against Obama, and I will bring him down with that lawsuit if he doesn't cover me. because I have no job. I can't get a job. There's no jobs out there to get. Why? Because the illegals are working at McDonald's. And I have a trade. It's called being an electrician. I should be paid at least $19 an hour for my trade. If I can't get that, then therefore I'm being discriminated against. Therefore, he is discriminating against the American people. There, I said it. Didn't want to, but had to. Okay. Somebody had to say it. It might as well be me. And I'm going back here, and I'm talking to you. And yes, I have a trade. If you want to come on here and talk, just come on. I see 2 viewers right now. They should be able to come right on and talk. Don't be afraid of the government. They're only evil people. And you don't have to be afraid of them. They're just evil. If they weren't evil, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing and trying to make us look like we're some type of failure or something. They're evil people. I have no idea why people just don't come forward and talk. We all need to talk. We need to talk right now. Please come on here and talk. Right now. Come on and talk. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of Abomination. He's an abomination. Don't be afraid of him. He's just a creature that was put in office like Bush, and the Bush before him. Don't be afraid of them. They're just creatures, and you don't have to be afraid of them. Maybe you need to wear a crystal around your neck. I don't know. Maybe that's the difference. They don't bother me. I don't bother them, but I do point them out, and that's the difference. I do point these people out, these creatures, and they're all around you. They're called psychopaths. They're called, you want to go down the list? Okay, let's go down the list. They have this thing about looking at their reflection in the mirror and saying how great they are. There's a word for that. There's a word for other. I mean, there's sociopaths. There's where Obama is. He looks in the mirror and admires himself beyond everything. Will you come up with the word? Will you actually speak on here and say what Obama is? No, nobody will speak where Obama is because he's an abomination. You can't talk against the abomination. Really? You know where he is, right? He's... Oh, God. I know he's a sociopath, for one. And I know he's got other eccentricities, which is looking in the mirror and saying, I'm God and I feel great. You know, it's like the guy who in Greek mythology looked in the water and saw his reflection and came with the word. I just want somebody else to say it. Not just me. I know what he is. And you won't say it. The guy who does not have a story. So you all start going away. Back. You should be able to get on here. There should be no problem. I mean, you go to my page on on Google Plus. There's a link. You should be able to come on here. All you have to do is turn a microphone on. If you have a camera and you have mini cams, you should be able to put mini cams up there and come right on here. Hell, I can do this. Watch what I do. I can do this. It's called gallery, right? And I take a picture and I put the picture up there and the picture comes on. And I should be able to put this picture right on here. The picture didn't go on. Well, that's interesting. There's something else you have to do. And I should be able to get the snapshot on here and put that on. And I don't have to worry about anything else. It becomes a icon. And I should be able to I should be able to put this picture on here. That's what's really weird. I sometimes can just put this picture right up, and other times I can't put this picture right up. It becomes a nuisance to me. I can turn the camera off. I can do that. And suddenly, okay, I have nothing except my Spellbinder picture. And I can come on with it, though I'd like to have my cat picture on here. And that doesn't help. It just doesn't want to work under control room or whatever. But I'm able to get this picture on here, which is my Spellbinder picture. Oh yeah, it's a lovely picture. Imagine aiming a camera out your window at bushes and getting a face. And this face is a crowned king. Very interesting. I really enjoy that picture. You can come on here now. I mean, it's totally just you, me, everyone. I mean, and we can talk. We can talk about all this Antichrist going on, which that's what it comes down to. There's no real anything. And I don't know. I feel like I'm living in an illusion anyways, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm in the illusion, and I'm talking to you, and